Today is day one of mandatory minicamp right here at the Colts complex, and all eyes are on number 17, Daniel Jones. After tearing his Achilles last year, he's gearing up for a big 2026.
I feel good about where I am and kind of where the rehab's taken me to this point. So, like I said, still work to do and still gotta make some progress, but I feel like I'm in a good spot.
Last season in Jacksonville, Jones tore his Achilles, ending his year at the worst possible time with the Colts sitting atop the AFC South and looking like real contenders in the AFC. But even on the sideline, Jones never stopped working to get back.
He's doing good. I mean, obviously what happened to him was difficult, but he's the hardest worker I know, and he's putting all the time and effort in to get back on the field with his teammates. I mean, he's hitting all his landmarks each and every week, every day, putting in the work, and then I know he'll work tirelessly this summer, to be ready for training camp.
Throws like this are exactly what Colts fans need to see this summer. Jones letting it rip down the field with zero hesitation. That's the arm strength and confidence that made him dangerous before the injury, and it's clearly back.
Honestly, it's the same way he attacked it when he was healthy. Just being in the building, first from the building, last from the leave. He attacks his rehab the same way. He's in early, working on his body, leaving late, getting the extra work in that he needs. And that stuff's contagious, right? I mean, it works for the receivers. We see that. We want to make sure we're on our game. O-linemen want to make sure they're on their game. Running backs, tight ends. When you see your quarterback coming in to work every day, it makes you want to raise your game too.
With training camp just weeks away, Jones is making sure he's ready. Brooks White, Wish TV, wishtv.com. Garin Catholic had never won a baseball state championship in the school's 22-year history until last Friday. The Golden Eagles defeated Andrean 9-3, and they can now hang a state championship banner right here in the gym. It's a victory that sends shockwaves through this small school and community right here in Noblesville.
It's so special for the school and the community. When Ryan Davis hired me, he walked me into the gym, and if you look in our gymnasium, there's every sport, and then sectionals, regionals, semi-state. And he said, hey, we're old for 20 years, no pressure. So it's been good the last couple of years to fill that board in a little bit.
Dave Schrag spent 38 years coaching college baseball across 9 different programs. He retired in 2022, but something kept calling him back to the game he loved.
Coming out of retirement was a God thing. To be able to, take a team to the state title and win the state title is just such a blessing.
When the lights were brightest, the Golden Eagles shined on the big stage. Alabama commit Tate Troxell started on the mound and kept his dominant streak going. Troxell only allowed 1 run the entire state tournament and helped out his offense, who came into the game red hot. After scoring 5 runs in the first 2 innings, Garin Catholic kept on applying the pressure and walked out of Victory Field champions for the first time in program history.
Well, we were a veteran team. We had a lot of kids that played as juniors and sophomores on varsity, and we got 1 game away last year, losing down at Jasper. And their motto all year was kind of one more game. And not a lot of teams get that opportunity, and we did.
That one more game mentality set the Golden Eagles up for success. They outscored their opponents 40-9 in one of the most dominant runs to an Indiana State title in recent history.
Watching our players celebrate was so rewarding because I knew what they'd been through, how much they worked, how hard they worked. I didn't get in the pile, but I love standing behind and watching them celebrate. What they don't realize is they just created a lifetime of memories for themselves, and they'll always remember this.
Brooks White, Wish TV, wishtv.com. It's been over a year since we've seen Tyrese Halliburton put on a Pacers jersey, but that hasn't stopped him from creating a local impact at his very own basketball camp.
You never really understand the impact that you're having on people in the moment, but it's really special. I feel like being able to have that relationship with these kids is important to me. And the goal of mine is to be here for the rest of my career. So, hopefully by the end of my career, these kids are grown adults, which would be really cool for me. So.
More than 350 kids packed Tyrese Halliburton's annual basketball camp this year. And this time, Halliburton wasn't just hosting, he was hooping. Unlike last summer, Halliburton took an active role on the court, giving young Pacers fans their first real look at where he stands physically, a year removed from a torn Achilles.
I feel great, body feels great, I'm able to do everything. I feel like I'm operating like I'm a healthy NBA player for the first time in a long time, which is exciting. And yeah, the fact that I'm able to come here without having to answer questions from our organization or anybody about my health or I'm just able to jump in and do the things with the kids, that means the world to me. It's something I don't take for granted after the last 12 months. Never felt this strong, never felt this, obviously I still got to get in a little bit of shape, but I feel great. So it's exciting, and it's only we're at the end of June here, so I got 3 more months. I feel like I'm in good shape, like NBA shape, but there's a difference between NBA shape and Tyrese Haliburton shape.
For a franchise still chasing its first title and a star just entering his prime, the injury was devastating. But 12 months later, the rehab is done, the doubts are gone, and Haliburton is back to doing what he does best. From throwing one down against Milwaukee to a slam dunk for the kids at his own camp, Tyrese Haliburton is healthy, he's hungry, and he's ready to run it back. Brooks White, Wish TV, wishtv.com. On May 4th, Felix Rosenqvist became a father. Just 20 days later, he became an Indy 500 champion in the closest finish in the race's 110-year history, making the month of May one for the storybooks.
The way we were able to win it was probably the coolest way you can win the 500, and I know every driver would like to win it that way, and I'm kind of jealous of myself in that sense that I got to be the badass who pulled it off.
Rosenqvist made the move of his life down the main straightaway, running down David Malukas and clearing him to the line by just 23 thousandths of a second.
I think that's what it takes here to win it. You need to be ready to risk it all on the last lap.
The greatest spectacle in racing lived up to its name. Over 110 years of history and more than 350,000 fans packed into the speedway. For Rosenqvist, the breakthrough was years in the making and worth every heartbreak.
It's been up and down, and rough days or rough years, big crashes, but somehow everything kind of led me to that moment, and it's kind of a moment of we did it and no regrets. Everything I did was because I was gonna end up here.
If you replayed it a million times, it probably wouldn't happen that way.
Rosenqvist climbed from his car and into history as Sweden took over the Brickyard.
I think I understand now why so many guys come back, like Elio. Because after you've gone through this, all you can think about is doing another one.
Felix certainly earned the respect from owner and former winner Elio Castroneves.
Well, definitely they're going to change his name. It's not going to be Felix anymore. It's going to be the Indy 500 champion.
Number 60 on top of the pylon, a team that believed, and a ring on his finger.
It takes a while to let this one sink in. I feel like it's still, things like this being here, it just keeps, things that just show up and what it means to win this race and the history and the traditions. And I think that side of it takes a very long time to kind of realize.
A new father, an Indy 500 champion, and a May he'll never forget. Brooks White, Wish TV, wishtv.com. Indiana basketball continues to fire on all cylinders under first-year head coach Darren DeVries. The Hoosiers stayed unbeaten Wednesday night, rolling past Milwaukee 101-70 at Simon Scott Assembly Hall.
These guys genuinely just love playing basketball, and they're a lot of fun to watch together.
Once again, it was balanced offense, unselfish ball movement, and hot shooting from deep, with IU topping the 100-point mark for a second straight game. Lamar Wilkerson and Tatum Conaway combined for 45 points here in Bloomington tonight. It's the second straight game where the Hoosiers have hit 14 or more three-point shots, and it's the kind of modern offense that head coach Darren DeVries has been preaching all offseason long.
They just share the ball, and I think that's what good offense comes from.
Lamar Wilkerson led the charge with 24 points and 5 triples, while Tatum Conaway added 21 and 6 assists. Another steady night from the 6-year senior.
Like giving up a good shot for a great shot. So sometimes, even though that layup's open, there's 7-footers now. So if we kick it out, that wide open three-pointer there, Lamar, Tucker, they ain't gonna miss too many of them.
DeVries continues to emphasize pace and chemistry, something that's quickly become the team's identity.
What good offense comes from is, guys that are willing to move it, share it. We had great balance. One night it could be this guy, one night the next guy, but they really don't care. They don't talk about it. They just go out and play.
The Hoosiers moved to 3-0 for the 5th season in a row and host Incarnate Word this Sunday at 5:30. For the Hoosier Network, I'm Brooks White.